Hey, what's going on, guys? Shane here. So this clip right here was taken about 30 seconds before Ricardo there on the right had his first boxing match. He said, Shane, let's do some of that anti-flinch real quick. It was just a smoker, but I was asked not to share any of the footage. Let's just say Ricardo did very well. First, let's just go with, actually before we even do that, let's do anti-flinch. So straight punches, keep your eyes open, don't blink. Now this footage here was taken the day before the fight. We wanted to work on the anti-flinch. We wanted to work on keeping his eyes and his defense sharp. So this first drill here, just throwing 1-2s, just with my fingertips touching Ricardo's forehead, just going in a rhythm, and then changing it to more realistic. Now you can see I'm kind of juking my shoulders. I'm throwing with full speed, but I'm not actually landing these punches. And Ricardo's job is just to override his natural reaction of blinking, flinching, turning away. Now the next progression of this drill is you're not allowed to get hit. Now you can't get hit, so using your shields, let's just pillar these punches. When I throw the jab, bang, I throw the cross, bang. Okay. Now when the punches come in, you're going to pillar defense. Pillar just meaning anywhere from the top of your hand to the bottom of your elbow. Use that as your shield to stop the punches from coming in. So we start off with a 1-2 rhythm. Then we pick up the speed. And Ricardo's job is to just block those punches while keeping his eyes open. Staying composed, staying confident. Good. Now just realistic ones. I'm going to throw 1-2s. A little more realistic speed now. You don't know when the punches are coming in. Okay. So you're working your reaction time. After this one, get out of the corner. Keeping it realistic. Next progression now, adding on the counters. So instead of just defending, now we need to make them pay. For every punch that they throw, we interrupt the rhythm and land 2 punches of our own. So I step in with the jab, he parries with his right hand, follows up with a jab cross. Excellent. This drill here is great for just standing your ground. Oftentimes when we block punches, we fade away, we put the weight on the back leg, and then we either get overwhelmed with punches or we're too far away for our counter. Stand your ground and then run into the fire. Now we're going to do some isolation drills. So now Ricardo can only use his right hand to defend. Just getting extra comfortable, extra confident with that shield on his right side. Blocking straight punches, blocking hooks. And then we'll do the opposite. Ricardo can only use his left hand to defend all of my punches. This one's especially important for defending against my right hand. Very common mistake for a lot of fighters is they'll keep that lead hand a little too low. Now we're going to work the body, and Ricardo's going to defend accordingly. Now let's just work on defending the body. Right, okay. So, but making sure that he keeps his hands up. Comes in, never lower your hands stay up. So if it's a left hook to the body, yeah, just kind of keep, and you can keep the fingers on the eyebrow. Just compress the body, bend the knees a little bit, and bring your elbow to the hip bone. So it's all hard, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Good. Now I'm going to go to the other side. Exactly. So let's go straight punches down the center. So you're just going to bring the elbows as if you're touching them together. Okay. Yeah. And good. Let's get out of the corner. Go. And now we mix it up, blocking up high, then blocking to the body, keeping it realistic to a fight. So I want you to parry up top with your left hand, compress with the right hand. All right, so I go right hand here, parry, and then left hook, you block up. Exactly. Your opponent's job is to make you compromise your guard. These drills are to enforce that that doesn't happen. Good, and then just counter with an uppercut hook. And again, instead of just defending, we're going to defend and counter.
Push slow. Excellent. Two more. Last one.
Next up is evasions, head movement.
Let's do slips first. Try throw the jab, slip that way, throw the cross, slip that way.
Slipping the straight punches.
Slips. Ready? Go. Go.
Slipping to the right and the left.
Excellent. Good. Give me a slip pull now instead.
Now adding on the pull.
Here.
Leaning back, keeping that chin tucked.
Let's roll underneath this one. Good.
And bob and weaving or rolling underneath of punches. Opposite direction now.
Yes, under, yeah. Under and up.
And the whole time we're doing this, notice Ricardo's eyes. Wide open. No blinking.
Two more. Last one. Good. Time. Nice one.
And next up, we're going to do some sparring. Nothing too hard. More so about the visualization so that we can be fully prepared for the match tomorrow.
See your mom squeezing her hands together, nervous and excited. One last sip of water. You go up, you touch gloves with them.
What we want to do is elicit a stress response. We
corner.
want to recreate what's going to happen as much as possible.
Just jab and move.
I come out aggressive, and I want him to play Toro with the bull.
Yeah, exactly. Good, good. Calm down a little bit.
I want him to weather the storm.
Yeah.
Which means when someone comes out aggressive, you take as little damage as possible, you save your energy, and once they tire out,
Yes.
you start picking them apart.
5 jabs. I love it. Jab for the over. Yes. Yes. Fight like this tomorrow. Oh, beautiful. Ooh.
And finally, don't forget that offense can be your best defense.
Yeah, good.
Ricardo and I refer to it as protecting your bubble. Imagine that you have this invisible force field, which is the circumference of the length of your jab, your longest punch.
Beautiful, Ricardo. All day with that. This is going to be the whole first round.
Anytime your opponent tries to step into that bubble, you tell them to get out with a jab,
Yes.
or simply with a feint, to get them to hesitate and break their rhythm. So I hope these drills help with your defense. I had someone recently ask me if I do a lot of sparring with my fighters, and honestly, it's mostly isolated sparring like this. We don't do a lot of mitt work. Over the years, I've learned these strategies, these drills from some of the best coaches in the world. Tony Blauer, Coach Kieran Fitzgibbons, and Quan Kicker actually showed me one that I use all the time now. So thank you, coaches, and thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to get the fight tips before your opponent does. Until next time, I'm Shane with Fight Tips for the Underdogs.